Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another live show, as tonight we look ahead to our next fixture tomorrow evening against Wigan Athletic, back at our home, the John Smith Stadium. So this is your match preview ahead of this game, and we're going to do things a bit differently tonight actually, because we've got a few slides prepared. I'm going to do it a bit differently. It feels like a bit more organised than usual. Usually I just read off my notes, but I want to kind of add something to the stream as well. So kind of thought I should kind of do a bit of presentation and yeah, just as I speak, obviously it's just something to kind of look at as well at the same time. So if it all goes well, I'll probably change it up to this. Still trying to figure out how to do the reviews, to be fair, like how to get the points across, how to plan that and stuff like that, because I don't really think the reviews are that great at the moment. Like they're not bad, but I just think, do you know what I mean? I just want them to be a bit more better for you guys, obviously watching. But we'll figure it out. Maybe I should just do some kind of slide as well for that as well. But anyway, welcome in everybody. Anybody that's joining right now, make sure you do drop a like on the video, guys. That would mean a lot to me. And subscribe and all those good stuff. And let me know your thoughts throughout the show as well. I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat about what you make ahead of tomorrow night's really interesting game. It's going to be a game that we're going to have to be on it from the first minute. Like I've always said, you have to earn to win. You don't just get given wins in this league. You know, you have to earn it. And that's what I was always good. So I think you've always got to respect the opponents, but I think, like I said, it is kind of a game that we are at home. Our home form is really, really strong, and we just need to keep that up. Blue Terry says, up the town indeed. Blue Terry, how are you doing? Welcome in. But yeah, let's get the slides up then, guys, and let's get stuck into this match preview this evening. So I'm going to just bring up the slides now. So here we are. Probably should have done it a bit more colourful than this. But anyway, let's have a closer look at our opponents then before we do move into our perspective of things. So Wigan currently in 15th at the moment with 20 points from 16 games played and a +2 goal difference. The last 5 league games, they've won 2, lost 2, and drawn 1. But they have won their last 4 in all competitions. So obviously, they won at the weekend against Cambridge, but I do believe that went to extra time. So, you know, we've got to take advantage of that because they probably would have hoped that they could have got the job in normal time, because they've had to play an extra 30 minutes, which obviously isn't been ideal for them. But we've got to capitalise on that. We'll be fresher. We haven't had a game this weekend, so we need to be on it. They've certainly got a young side, Wigan, so they'll be full of energy still, even if they have played 120 minutes on Saturday. So we're going to have to be on it, and that's the reality. They've scored 15 so far this season, and they've conceded 13, and their top scorer, fellow Asgard, with 7 goals so far. Now, their manager, Sean Maloney, has been at Wigan for nearly 2 years now. Previously, though, his jobs included a stint at Hibs between December 2021 and April 2022. And he was actually the Belgium assistant between August 2018 and December 2021. So he did play for Wigan in his playing days, I believe I read. So, yeah, obviously he's back at the club now in the management role. And, yeah, to be fair, doing his best with the resources he's got. I think he's a decent manager. And, yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say, really, about him. But, yeah, Their season so far has been mixed, to say the least. They struggled. They had a struggling start to the season, and then obviously they've picked up recently. So, yeah, that is where their form's gone now. Ones to watch. Let me know your ones to watch in the chat, guys. But let me get into mine. First up, as I said, he's the top scorer at the moment. Fellow Asgard with 7 goals. 22 years of age, an attacking midfielder. Can play on either right or left wing, but also as a central attacking midfielder as a number 10 behind the striker, which he plays in the most with Wigan at this current point. So he's pretty much just that creativity to feed those balls through, but also, he's got a strike in him too, and he's very clinical. So yeah, real danger, full of pace, skills. So he's come through the Wigan Academy, signed his first pro account in 2020, not 2022, what we're talking about. And like I say, he's the club's top scorer. So yeah, we're going to have to watch out for him. He's a tricky customer to deal with, and he's going to be a lively one. And we're going to have to be on it. Our defense is going to have to be wary of him and not give him any time or space on the ball. Because if you do, and if you sit off him, then he will punish you. So, and he's proven he does when he. But yeah, that's my first play. It was the obvious choice to begin with Asgard there. My next player is Jason Kerr, who is the captain at the heart of the defence, is a leader of the team, 27 years of age. He joined Wigan in a couple of years ago, having started his career in Scotland at various clubs, before making the move at 24 over to England. And like I said, he's really made his mark in his team, and he's become the captain as well in the process. So a real leader. Wigan haven't really... I don't think they haven't really conceded that many goals. If you look at it, obviously 13 goals in 16 matches. It's not bad, really, is it? It's not, you know what I mean? I just think maybe their goal scoring up top has been very weak, so they haven't scored enough, which is kind of similar to us. But yeah, obviously, clearly a leader in that team, so that's why I picked him out. And then my last player that I've picked out is Steven Sessegnon, who is a player that plays at left back in the defence, likes to get up and down the wing, very attack-minded, but good defensively. 24 years of age, still young, has plenty of pace to contend with, really good player, really good on the ball. Now his surname might ring a bell, actually, but his brother actually plays for Fulham. He had a twin brother, and obviously Ryan Sessegnon plays for Fulham. So yeah, interesting fact there. And he came through the youth at Fulham at both under 18 and 21 level. Couldn't break through into the senior team, so has been on quite a number of loans to like Bristol City, Plymouth, and Charlton, before moving to Wigan permanently last summer on a free transfer, where he has been able to kind of settle down a bit. Because I always think, when players are like on like low moves constantly, I bet they feel so unsettled. And the fact that he's had to kind of go out on a few loans over the last few years, but obviously now Wigan is his home, so he's been able to settle down a bit. And yeah, so definitely a player that we need to be wary of down that left-hand side. And I believe if it is as I expect it to be, I think Turton will be the one that is down his side, where he'll be looking to get forward in some opportunities that he gets. But hopefully we are just not allowing him to do so. Anyways, Aiden says, hello, mate. Hope you're okay. Hello, Aiden. How are you doing? Welcome in. And make sure you smash the likes. Big up to you. Yeah, make sure you smash the likes, everyone, and subscribe if you're new. Do as Aiden says. Absolutely. Big up to you, Aiden. But yeah, we're just going through the ones to watch here. Let me know who you think we should be looking out for. But obviously, just to recap, I've gone for fellow Asgard, very talented, creative, attacking midfielder who knows where the back of the net is. Jason Kerr, the heart of the defence, very experienced now, and a real leader in the team. And Ryan, not Ryan, that's his brother, Steven Sessegnon, of course. That's my 3 players that I have picked out for Wigan in this match. But look, I expect a difficult game, like I said earlier. They're going to come here with a game plan. It's going to be interesting to see how they actually approach the game, because Wigan kind of play this expansive kind of game. Obviously, they're not ones to sit back either. They do like to attack. Very young side, like I said, full of energy. So are they going to come to the John Smiths and sit back, or are they going to actually come here and actually get forward when they can? They're obviously not going to go all out attack, because we'll just be able to exploit that space. But I think we'll see them maybe be a bit more adventurous than what we've seen from other opponents in the past. But I might be wrong, but that's what that's what I think that will happen. But yeah, that's Wigan. But the predicted lineup, I really should have got a graphic with this, shouldn't I? But anyway, they tend to play a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-1-4-1. But I think they will go with a 4-2-3-1 in this one, just because they may want a little bit of defensive backup when they need it. So anyway, Sam Tickle in goal, who again is a decent keeper, to be fair. He's a good keeper. Obviously, Sessegnon, Aimson, Kurt, and Sibic at the back. And then Adiko and Francois in the middle, the 2 DMs. And third forward, Smith, Asgard, and Thomas. And then Taylor to lead the line for them. But yeah, that's what I kind of expect them to go with. But again, don't count me on it, but it might be completely different. But more or less, I think we'd expect to see that lineup. But yeah, that's Wigan. Kind of gone through Wigan quite quickly, but I do expect a difficult game, a difficult test. And it isn't going to be easy. They'll come here, they're full of confidence themselves after going on a good run lately. So they're not going to be coming here with lack of confidence. And like I said, they have got that full of energy, no fear approach in their side due to the players that they've obviously got overall a young side in general. Now let's get on to our perspective then. So yeah, obviously team news, we've been waiting patiently, haven't we, about what Miller has done, and it is as serious as we expected it to be, unfortunately. A massive blow. Obviously Duff confirmed that he's ruled out for 3 to 4 months. He's had an operation on his knee. It was such an innocuous challenge, wasn't it, at Leyton Orton, though. The fact that the player just fell on his knee and then he ended up doing his medial ligament or whatever it is in the knee. So yeah, it's so unfortunate and so unlucky. I kind of feel like when I spoke about him the other week, Miller, that I said that he was doing fairly well with his injuries. I feel like I've almost cursed him. Look, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. We're gonna miss him a lot. And yeah. And because we haven't got that replacement, well, not like somebody that was really pushing him for a starting spot. We haven't got that competition in that area, in my opinion. Yes, we've got players that can play there, but nothing compared to Miller. So we thought it was going to be a rest of the season kind of thing. But the thing is, you think about it, 3 or 4 months down the line, what's that? Think about it. If he's out for 4 months, it's going to be April. So he's technically pretty much the season gone. Because then he's got to get back up to speed with things. And you know, so really, if we're being honest, it is pretty much a season-ending injury. If we're being honest, unless he's back within 3 months, and then we'll get him back for the last few games, and who knows where we are at that point. If we get into the playoffs or wherever we are, he might be able to, you know, be that crucial player for us still. But I'm just gutted, man. Yeah, I think we're all gutted, to be fair. We're going to miss that delivery of his, and he's just overall composure, and he's so comfortable on the ball. Defensively, I think he's a good defensive player. I think he's good defensively as well. He's got everything. The only reason he's not playing at a higher level is because of his injury record, and this one was pretty much a very innocuous injury. It was a freak injury, really. It wasn't anything that was from a nasty challenge, or it was literally just a fall on his knee, and he's ended up doing so much damage to it. So yeah, but yeah, that's Miller out for a few months then. Pearson is back in training, which is a surprise, isn't it? Obviously, Pearson, they thought that his injury was more serious than it's actually come out to be. But Pearson is a warrior. He doesn't like missing games, and he doesn't like being out of the team squad. So he's back in training, but it was unlikely he will be ready for tomorrow night. So he won't. I don't think he'll be ready for tomorrow. Healy, the sick note, as I call him, is out for 6 to 8 weeks again, guys. So again, that's another. By the time he's back up to speed with things, that's practically another 3 months without him. So it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It really is annoying. No one else is back for tomorrow. However, some good news as well. Sorensen and Balker are back in full training now, but tomorrow too soon for both of them. Sorensen is the most likely to appear back first in the team, and then Balker is probably still looking at the new year, but he's still doing well, which is good news. So 2 kind of boosts there. But look, our form, like I say, we're 7 unbeaten now in the league. Strong home form. Let's make that count again tomorrow evening. But it'll be interesting to see how we actually work without Miller, because he's such a big player for us. And when he's not in the team, we've seen how we struggle so much. So, yeah, it's one of those. But let's see what Aiden's saying here. Sam Tickle is a really good keeper. I heard some people say about him being England #1 in the future. Yeah, he's still very young, isn't he, as well, Tickle? I believe he's 22, isn't he? I think. Won't put it past him. I think he's a good keeper, and still time to keep developing. So, absolutely. Well, let's see what happens. But, if we're going to get past him tomorrow night, we're going to have to make sure it's very accurate and very powerful or whatever, right in the corners or whatever, because he's capable of coming up with some fantastic saves. At least not a season injury. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the Miller one, but for me, technically, he's in because, depends how long he's out for, as I said, because if he's out for 4 months, then that's January, February, March, April. Yeah, April's 4 months, and then a few weeks to get back up to speed. And the season's pretty much ending around that point, isn't it? So, obviously, it depends how the season goes. Obviously, if we're in the playoffs, then he might be able to really push us in the playoffs. But yeah, we'll just have to see how he does, to be fair. Hopefully, he's back within 3 months. And then, obviously, then he'll be back for the April fixtures, as well as the remaining games in May. I think there's only one or two games in May, isn't it? The season ends in May, depending on the playoff situation at the moment as well. So anyway, but yeah. Now this is my lineup for tomorrow. So let me know your lineups in the chat, guys. Let me know what you're thinking ahead of tomorrow night's 8 o'clock kickoff. But for me, obviously Chapman starts in goal. Back three is pretty routine for me at the moment, obviously with Pearson still out. Lombike, Hellick, and Lees at the back. Now, my two wing backs, I've actually gone for Turton on the right. I've actually gone for Ruffles on the left. Now, I know Brodie Spencer can play on the left, guys, but I think Brodie Spencer has looked quite comfortable when he's been on the left-hand side. And I know Ruffles isn't that great, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I do kind of worry about that area. And I think that's why we need to get to January and we really need to strengthen that area, because I'm sorry, we cannot be relying on Ruffles and likes of Headley, all these guys that are just not good enough, in my opinion, to be in the team. Spencer can do a job there, but it's not his natural position. And Spencer has not been that great either this season. Let's be honest. Even on the right, he's not looked that great. So, yeah, let's give Ruffles the benefit of the doubt, see how he does. But I'm not exactly filled with confidence on that side with him there. And that's not being horrible to him or rough. I'm nothing against him, but I just don't think he's good enough, guys. I'm going to be honest. Obviously, the midfield three, obviously Kasumu in there, Herbie Kane, of course, and Ben Wiles. Pretty standard, really, that three at the moment for me. Pretty same every week. Now I go with that same midfield, the same three every week, to be fair. And of course, Kasumu picked up the Player of the Month award, absolutely, for November, after scoring a couple of goals and showcasing what he's about. So big up to Kasumu and well done to him. He deserves that award. I want to see Wiles do a bit more. I know he's scoring goals, guys. I'm not gonna criticize him too much, but I still want more, because I see far too many times. I'm not picking on him. I see far too many times where he hides behind the opponent. Get yourself in there and show for the ball at every opportunity. So that's all I want to see. If he does that, then I'll shut up about him doing anything different. Of course, I think he's a good player, but he needs to show me. He needs to show us what he's about a bit more than he is. I always want to see more from my players. And then obviously Kuroma, for me, starts, and Marshall starts. And for me, guys, I don't know about you, but I think Duff's comments about Marshall is just getting a bit annoying now. I don't know about anybody else, but the way that he's kind of talking about Marshall, like, obviously Marshall has kind of been a bit quiet lately. He's obviously come off at halftime on numerous occasions recently. But why is he just singling out Marshall? Because if you look at our strikers, you've got the likes of Ladapo, you've got Ward, you've got, who else? Radul Bojan. Why are these players not being mentioned? Why is it all focused on Marshall, who, to be honest with you, is the first striker that I want to start. He's at the top. He's one of the top ones that we've got. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but for me, I just think Duff needs to lay off in a bit, to be honest with you, because he's still a young lad and he's doing his best. And you've got other players at the club that he's just staying, other strikers at the club that he's staying quiet about. They're absolute garbage and they're offering so little. At least Marshall, does things for you and works hard and presses and gets close to his, even if it doesn't always work for him when he's on the ball. So he offers more than any of our other strikers, that's for sure. So anyway, but yeah, that's my lineup. Let me know what you think, guys. But that is my lineup. We have got a few lineups in the chat, so thank you for these. Blue Traces 4-2-3-1, and you've gone for Chapman in goal. You've also gone for Ruffles. I'm not the only one. Ruffles, Lombike, Hellick, and Turton at the back. The two holders of Kane and Kasumu, and then the three attacking players you've got. Interesting. You've gone for Kuroma, Wiles, and Marshall, and then Abbott. You've gone for one of our B team players, one of our academy players. Well, look, I I get why. I really do get why, because why not try something new? Why not try something different? And Abbott surely can't do any worse than what our other forwards have been doing lately. So just give him a try. We've got nothing to lose. Whether that happens is another story, but I get why you've gone for somebody new, because, and obviously a bit of a formation change as well with the 4-2-3-1, but Duff tends to stick with the 3 at the back. But yeah, potentially could happen, I guess. But thank you for that. And Aiden has said he's gone for a 3-4-1-2 with Chapman in goal, and you've gone for the back 3 of obviously Longvike, Hellick, and Lees. 2 wing backs of Spencer, so you've gone for Spencer instead of Ruffles, fair enough, and Turton. And then the two central midfielders, obviously Kasumu and Kane. Unless you've gone for Kane further forward. I'm presuming you've done this in order, to be fair, so I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think your formation actually works. You've got 3 at the back, then you've got 4 in midfield. And obviously your Pender and Karoma and Marshall. Yeah, so your Pender is in the cam position, and then you've gone for and then you've gone for Karoma and Marshall. But yeah, I mean, again, something different. I like it. Your Pender, everybody knows how much I rate him, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, and I really like him. So yeah, no, if he starts, absolutely fine with me, because he deserves a little chance. And yeah, so pretty similar to 9, but not much. Pretty similar to 9, but a few alterations. Thanks for that, Aiden. Aiden says cough, Ladapa, Radulovic cough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he's homing in on Marshall. What? Marshall's done more than any of these strikers that we mentioned here. Well, supposed strikers. Don't know how the class is strikers. Blue Terrier says, don't trust any of the other first team strikers, and Abbott is scoring goals in the B team, so why not play him? Yeah, fair enough. I understand where you're coming from, and yeah, like I said, why not? Give him a go. Why not? What we've got to lose. Not sure how I would feel if we stuck the 3-5-2 with 2 slow wing backs. Yeah, I get what you mean, but Duff is a stubborn person in terms of formations. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think Duff will change what he's going to do. But I get what you're saying. I'm not a big fan of the formation. I'm not going to lie, because I like proper wingers anyway. And I don't like, because you know what I mean? Because you're heavily relying on your wing backs, and I just think the 3 at the back, I don't know. I just don't like the formation, guys. I'm going to be honest. I do like the 2 up front, but I just don't like the 3 at the back. I don't like the wing back areas, really. I like proper wingers. And yeah, so that's what my thoughts are, really. It's on. Yeah, fair enough. Yes. I don't know why I always get confused when I'm reading your lineup out, Aiden, but I always seem to do so. But look, it's going to be an interesting game, as I said. We need to continue the home form, keep making it, our home has become a fortress. We need to keep that strong home form going, because I think teams know how tough it is to come and get a result here, the John Smiths, but I think to keep going with that home form, then teams will come and fear coming here. And I think that's what you want, because then it plays into our hands and we can capitalize on that. But at the moment, people know it's difficult, and teams know it's difficult to come here. But if we can prolong that period at home and just keep ticking off those games, guys, and keep winning games, that's what it's about. Now, score predictions. What do we think the score is going to be tomorrow evening? Because for me, it's going to be a difficult game, and I said it times again, but I do fancy us at home. I'm not going to lie. I do fancy us at home because, like I say, we get a good crowd in every week. And like I said, our home form is really good. So for me, I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory for us. Goals from Marshall just to shut Duff up a bit about him going hard on him. And what else? Probably going to go maybe for a Kasumu goal. I don't know. Kasumu just seems to be just really pushed on with his finishing now, isn't he? And I just think Kasumu I just think Kasumu will get a goal. I've got a funny feeling. But that's let me know your score predictions. Wigan play in the FA Cup on Saturday. It won't take time, so hopefully they will have some tight legs tomorrow. Yeah, I was kind of mentioning that. I think you must have joined after I mentioned that, Adrian. But yeah, obviously they played the extra time. So, yeah, look, we have to capitalise on that freshness because, like I said, we haven't had the game, obviously, this weekend gone. So we need to capitalise on that. But like I said, they have got a young side overall. So I don't know if, obviously they just got bundles of energy. But obviously, playing that amount of minutes in only a few days prior to this game isn't exactly ideal. But yeah, hopefully they do have tired legs. But for me, I think this is more about us, and that's no disrespect to Wigan because, as I said, I keep saying it. We are going to have to be wary about them. They are going to cause us maybe a few problems. But if we perform to our best, then we win the game. And that's it. So, but easier said than done. Blue Terry says 2-1 to Town. You've gone for a Kasumu. You've gone for Kasumu and Ruffles. You think Ruffles is going to score? Interesting. I didn't think you had Ruffles in your style 11, did you, Blue Terrier? Can't go up now. Hang on. Oh, yeah, you did. You did have him in your side. Fair enough. Well, if Ruffles gets the goal, I'll be pleasantly surprised. But, of course, if it helps him push on with us and we see more and more better performances, so be it. But, yeah, hopefully. Age has gone for a goal fest. You think he's going to be 4-2 to us? Marshall 2, Karoma and Turton to score for us. Any player to score for Wigan, yeah, probably go for an Asgard double if I was you. But yeah, interesting. Blimey, conceding 2 goals. I mean, we want. You know what? I'm always a perfectionist, me, and I love clean sheets. I don't know about, but I love a clean sheet as well as the 3 points. Yes, the 3 points comes first, then the clean sheet. But I like both. If you get me. So yeah. Hopefully we get both. But anyways, I do think, with Helic at the back, he does make a massive difference at the heart of that defence, doesn't he, Helic? So him back in the team, his pace as well. He seems to be everywhere, wins a lot of his duels. And of course, to be fair, I should have gone for Helic as a goal scorer tomorrow night. Because obviously he's good with set pieces. And when he goes forward, he seems to do well. He's a bit like a Pearson type where he gets on the end of these chances. But yeah. But it is going to be interesting. Any final thoughts, any final questions? We are going to wrap up in a moment. It's been a bit of a short one this evening, but I do like to go for the hour, but doesn't always last as long as I'd like it to. But like I say, if we look at the table, obviously, to be fair, I don't really like looking at the table right now, but we are in 5th place. The highest we can go is into 4th if results go our way. But more importantly, if any of the top 2 slip up, then we close the gap on the top 2. So, yeah, as I said to you before, if we just keep in proximity with that top 2, anything is possible. And I think in January, we're going to have to be very busy, like I said earlier. For me, probably going to do a show on this, but for me, we need 4 or 5 additions to the squad in January, in my opinion, and that's not easy. I think we need at least 2. I think we need another 2 strikers. I think we need a left wing back now, unless Ruffles does something. But for me, I'm not convinced at the moment. And I think we need another midfielder in that centre of the park too, because I think we're not really that strong in that area either. Yeah, I was wondering if not busy on Wednesday, could you do a watch along for Birmingham v Stockport? Probably not, Aiden, to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest. I think there's some other games on, isn't there, in the evening? I think I'm just kind of feeling like I'm just going to chill on Wednesday night and watch another game. But yeah, thank you for the suggestion. But yeah, I don't think so, unfortunately. For the press, I don't know if everybody caught the press conference today, by the way, but obviously Hellick spoke to the media with Duff. I thought Hellick, I don't know, he's just a great, I just like listening to him, to be fair. He's a great, seems like a really bubbly personality, full of character. Just see if we can get any. This is where I have to kind of prolong the show a little bit just for the sake of it. But yeah, just looking at the quotes now from today, see Miller is due to have that operation tomorrow for the knee. Nah, I don't really think there's any quotes really for that. Yeah, apologies, Aidan. You know, I like to do most of your requests, obviously, when you do request me to do something. But yeah, there is other games on, so I'm just going to chill out, probably watch the Arsenal United game on Wednesday night. So yeah. But I think we're going to leave it there, to be fair. There's no point running on, is there? Not else to say, unless anybody has any questions before we head off this evening, and hopefully... and to be fair, Aidan, I'll probably be doing the review to the game anyway tomorrow night. I'll probably do the review at 6 till 7 tomorrow evening for this game. Did I say tomorrow? I meant Wednesday night. Probably do the review to this game on Wednesday night anyway at 6 till 7. So yeah, we've already got a stream scheduled for then, all being well. So yeah, but guys, this has been your match preview ahead of our another big game. Every game is big, to be fair. Ahead of our big game tomorrow night. Hopefully 3 points in the bag again, and we can be really happy coming away from the stadium. And like I said, just keep ticking off those games, keep picking up those wins, and that's all you can do. I don't like to look too far ahead. Yes, obviously it's a busy period coming up in Christmas, but it's just one game at a time for me. Because I think if you look too far ahead, I think you can get caught out too much. Just take it one game at a time, as far as I'm concerned. And that's just the way I think it should be. Aiden says, brilliant live stream, mate, up the town. Big up to Aiden. Glad to hear that you enjoyed the stream. But make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you are watching this video on playback, I know everybody can't always watch it live. But we're back on Wednesday for the review show. Hopefully with a happy review show, with a few goals for us and a win and a clean sheet. I'm being a perfectionist. I want a clean sheet. But yeah, anyway, enjoy the game if you're going tomorrow. I will be there, of course, and looking forward to it. It's nice to look forward to games this season, isn't it? Despite being in a league that I don't want to be in, still look forward going to watch the team because I know that it'll be a lot more enjoyable to watch, at least. Even though it is in a league that I don't want to be in. But yeah. But guys, have a good rest of the evening, whatever you get up to. Take care, stay safe. And as always, up the town. Take care, everybody. And I'll see you on the next one.